Hello and welcome again to the 406-411 with Bethany and Michael. I'm Bethany.
And I'm Michael.
And today we have a very special guest in
Very
the studio.
special.
Special. I would like to introduce Wendy. She is the president of the Ponderay Players Board, and she's also on the Ponderay Arts Council. So
She
hello,
is
Wendy.
the legend
Well, I
herself.
wouldn't say that, but in the volunteer world, nobody wants it. So, but thank you for having me. Yes,
Of course, it's our pleasure. So we know the Ponderay Players have a lot going on right now. You want to fill us in on some of the stuff you're up to?
yeah, absolutely. Back when it was back in the day. I've been doing it for about over 20 years now, and it was always 2 productions. We had one in the fall and one in the spring, and things like that. And I just really got excited about like small projects. I mean, going to different places like the museum and the library. Yeah, shout out. And even the nursing home. We'd perform little dinner theaters, which I'm not trying to be, but we would do our dress rehearsal in the dementia unit, and then we would move to the main dining area for it. And they loved us. So no, wonderful people, and I'm excited to say we have been invited back.
Hooray.
So we'll be going back on November 8th. We'll be going back, and we've been running a hee-haw thing when we did it at the farmers market in Cut Bank. So we're going to do it for them there on the 8th. We were invited back, and of course we've got our big production, A Christmas Story, coming in November. And very excited about that, incorporating adults, kids, and it's just family friendly, and it's going to be wonderful. I know we'll do the last musical we did, Beth, that you directed, and we had all these people, and we try to tell them, hey, we do these small projects. If you're interested, let us know, because everybody's busy at different times, and let us know, and we'll put it out there. This summer, we were able to bring in a group from Curtain Call up in Milk River. He wanted to do something down in this area because it's just across the border. So, yeah, he brought drinking habits down, and it was kind of a farce, fun. Oh, my gosh, it was so funny. And so between Conrad's group and Cut Bank and Shelby and Milk River, we brought, we talk about, them sneaking over the border, and we brought people from international, but
Be careful,
wonderful.
my brother's a border patrol.
Oh,
agent,
there you go.
So just be careful on that.
No oranges were brought across the border. We're okay. We're all right. But oh yeah, we're talking about a surprise for the spring, but yeah, he's already talking about coming down for that, and then possibly doing another one in the summer. It's just fun. It's just so much fun. And with all the people, when we get done, they're like, oh, we enjoyed your show. I'm like, well, it is as fun as it looks. You should join us. And a lot of people are like, we couldn't do that. We love to watch it, but we just can't. We can't get up there and do that. But there are other things that we might be incorporating into. I mean, we're bringing the children in with this. We had the children in that. I'm hoping this summer we can do something with just children, things like that, maybe even a drama camp or something. But it takes many hands, and we finally got that. I mean, I think we had a time. Oh my goodness, we had a time where people just could not be committed to a full play. So the first one I ever directed, Phyllis, she said, I will back you. I will help you. And it was called Tuna Christmas, which Beth probably knows what that is. Have you heard of the tuna series, Tuna Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have 2 people, and they play 24 characters. So we had a couple of men, and I begged them, and they did it. And of course, they're playing women, they're playing men. And, and I didn't make one of them shave his legs or cut his mustache, which I got in trouble for. But that's how, right then we just didn't have the commitment level. And we got, so we started doing like Carabinet skits, and we throw them into one, an hour and a half. And that went over well. And then finally, of course, we came up with Mamma Mia. And that really started people kind of coming back to theater and being in it. And since then, we've done really well. People are different. People are wanting to be in it.
When you did Mamma Mia, was that like a turning point for?
It seemed like it got people to recognize. I mean, people always liked it, the theater, but that one was just a big one. Everyone knows it.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows the movie,
everyone knows the
songs,
music,
everything.
and things like that. So I think that just brought a lot of people to come to audition. But unfortunately, we only had so many parts. So we had, you had to be able to sing. And we had some wonderful singers. and the rest of us just kind of did our thing, so there really was room for everyone. But it really, after that, our auditions, we would have, oh my gosh, I bet we would have at least 20 people at an audition, which in a little town like ours is a lot. Before, we were begging people, hey, what are you doing this night? And, we had to beg a lot of people to be in plays. So.
Oh, yeah, you were begging me to
Oh,
join
yeah.
like Clue and MASH.
and
I'm-
aren't you glad you
I
did?
am thrilled, and I'm sure you were regretting after I had to sing in the pajama game. I'm sure after that
I watch our little duet all the time, of course.
voluntarily?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I wanted to see how I did with my, my hurt leg.
Oh, yeah, you
and
decided to
how
pull
I,
MMA in
Yeah,
that.
2 weeks before the performance, I tore my Achilles, and people were like, "Whoa, I can't believe she's wearing a cast for that. Why would her character do that?" And you're dumb, because I did not do this on purpose. And yeah, but it worked out, and yeah, it was wonderful.
Clue is
So-
where me and Michael met.
That is true.
That was the first show we did together.
Yeah. You kind of freaked me out, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, good. Good. I'm a little scary.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting on the other side of the table from you.
I think that was the one play that, because all those characters were so strong. They were all leads,
Oh, it was so fun.
and they were all perfect. I mean, you look at each character, and each actor was perfect for their
Matt
part.
from Dutton being Colonel
Oh,
Mustard
my
was
word.
primo.
It was amazing, and we try to get him back as much, but he also is into speech and drama.
Yep.
We'll get him back. I will
We
get
need
him back.
him back.
Oh,
We need him back.
He can do just about anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he really can, and he enjoys it. He
Yeah.
does, and we'll get him. Well, he's got to retire eventually.
We
But,
should we should find out what his favorite play is and do that one so that he can't resist.
Mm.
And he comes back and he does
Yeah.
the theater here.
Guilt is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
isn't it?
I'll see him next week up in Havre, so
Well,
I'll
there
have
we
to try to
go.
grab that from him.
Yeah.
And he, like other directors too. I mean, I saw when he did play with his kids up there, and we had gone up to watch him because a couple of the little girls that were in that, and so we went up to Wayne and I went up and watched, and he's so proud, And as a director, you do, until you direct, or even you're in the back like Linda's. It's just. You just don't understand that pride you have in these people that are acting and doing that. So I
So-
highly recommend it.
So Wendy,
Oh.
what's your favorite part of doing community theater?
I directed only because I had to, because nobody else would do it, but I'm really not good at it. I'm kind of mean. I've had people come up to me and I've been in plays with them and they're like, "Oh, we like this Wendy much better." I'm like, "Yes." But I like being on stage. I can't sing very well, so I do like being on stage and things like that. But I do like my little projects too. So it's really kind of tough. But then I kind of got into doing props and doing sound, and I don't know. I really kind of like it, but I do recognize my age, and that I don't. I'm one of the older ladies, and so yeah, I do understand that there's parts for everyone, and. Yeah, I'm kind of aging out a little bit, but we'll get some ones for us mature women in there
Oh, of
somewhere.
course.
Well, Wendy, you've done a lot of plays,
Yes.
a whole pile of them.
Yes.
What is your favorite one you've done? Oh, yeah, I'm going to ask the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I enjoyed my ones when I was we did, I can't remember what it was called. Wayne directed it, and it was about a young couple there was a play within a play kind of thing. And I get these small parts because they're goofy and they're funny. And you didn't know if I was a man or a woman, and the stage manager, unibrow. You didn't know if I was a man or a woman, truly. And I was gruff and rough, and I think I ad-libbed the whole thing. And, because people say they want the main part, but I tell you, those are boring parts. But I did enjoy Mamma Mia. I did enjoy that. And I hear that going bowling tonight, and I hear Dancing Queen, and I hear those kind of songs, and I just think, I got to sing that on stage. I got to dance that on stage, and it's really fun. So and Mamma Mia is part of the Jukebox musical series, a musical that a lot of people know the music for.
Right.
And so we're looking at bringing another one back that a lot of people would know the music. Story might just totally be silly and ridiculous, but the music And people love that. They really do.
music
If
is
they know
gonna-
the music.
The music's going to carry the show, is
The
what you're
music's
saying.
going to carry the show. I mean, the classics, we have so many people that love musicals, like yourself and things like that. But they come into it and they're like, I don't really know the song and, things like that. And they enjoy it. But when the ones that we've got coming, they're going to know the music and yeah.
Well, and
We'll drag 'em in.
everybody likes to see shows where they know the music and they can either sing along or hum along. That's, then they
absolutely.
feel like they're part of it.
They really do, and they go home. Yeah, I mean, I know when we first, going back to Mama Mia, when I first told my friends we were doing it, and they were like, I don't know if I really like that show and that, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I go, this is going to be great. Oh yeah, my friend sat next to my husband, and she sang the whole time, and it was like, I feel she probably enjoyed the show. So God bless her, but yeah.
Oh, I won't lie. When I heard you guys were doing Mamma Mia, it's like, how in the world are you going to stage that?
I know.
That was
amazing.
impressive.
It really was. You could do, on a lot of shows, you can do as big or as little as you want. And, we love the Orpheum. I mean, we love the school too, but we love the Orpheum. And of course, we love Norley. It's just that's where our original theater started, because the Orpheum was just a movie theater. So Norley they came in and Ponderay Players made that stage. That's our home. We call it our home, but it is small, and
it's an
like
intimate setting.
It is, it's good for dinner theater. It's good but we've just kind of gotten a little bigger than that. That's why the Orpheum is good. Holds 200 people. Yeah. And of course the school is huge. It's probably a little too big for us, but the stage is nice for things that fly and castles and and things like that. But no, and we are so in this community too. The new director had called me on a couple things just out of props, and I'm on the phone with so and the car dealer and this and that, and even for Halloween, borrowing things from people, and they just absolutely, you betcha. And then I got to remember to write down their name for thank yous, and I don't always do that, but no, it's just really turned into something very positive, and it's wonderful.
So how long have the Ponderay Players been going here in town?
I believe I'm from Shelby, so I did not come to town until 93. And I believe it was in the 80s. So I think it was. I have asked many people. Unfortunately, we do not have a lot of our older members. Susan is and I'm not calling Susan old, but we love her and we love to keep her because she knows how we started. She knows what, she's so wise. And but I think it was in the 80s is when it started. So it's been around off and on for quite a while. And they did plays that were massive. I mean, they had so many people, and back then it was really neat. But like everything, clubs go kind of, levels go down, and now it's coming back again.
I mean, I've been finding in the museum playbills from the 80s and 90s for like Oklahoma and whatnot. It's just like, holy cow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I could name some people that have been in, and they're like, we just want a small part in these, but they were big names and did a lot of singing back then. It was really neat. So.
No, there's one person that you've brought up that we want you to talk a little bit about him, because he is the man, the myth, the legend, Wayne.
Wayne!
We love Wayne.
Wayne. Wayne is actually who got me into Ponderay Arts Council, and he's just very passionate about arts in general, and him and Bob Jum. And so going to see him, and he is just so whatever you can do. And then he comes up with, because if you ever sit down and listen to what he has done, I mean, from high school to college, he talks about when we were moving, going places and doing things. And he's like, and when I used to travel, I mean, I would love to just sit and listen to him talk about that.
Oh, absolutely.
He's wonderful. He's absolutely wonderful. And he's always kind of, well, if you need help and this and that, I mean, he's got the ideas. But I do believe he, like myself too, we're happy to, pass the torch and just kind of do what we want to do, because the ideas have changed so much. And to see new ideas, it just excites him.
Oh, yeah. He's been wonderful, because, I mean, he was a speech and drama coach back in the day. Oh, my goodness. And I have learned so much from him on how to coach.
To hear that, because, sometimes people come in and they don't listen to the people that know. They're like, we got this. Just, don't worry about it. We got it. It's a new era, blah, 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 blah. But he really is.
Oh, no, I'll call him up. Wayne, I need help.
Absolutely. Even the way he does auditions And it's so different than what, he does improv. Oh, my word. If you ever get those auditions and you're like, I don't know what to do. And he goes, just get up and do something. He already knows what he's doing, but he is just really interesting. And he just gets excited if things are done. For a while there when we weren't kind of doing something, and he wanted to do, because we've always kind of done comedies, and we still do, with musicals and comedies. And he always had some ideas of things that he had done. Spoon River was one of them. And we just didn't know what to do. We just had no idea. Nobody really wanted to do anything. And so I went into folklore one day, and he was in there. I said, we're going to do it. We got an okay from Phyllis. We got an okay from Susan. Let's just do Spoon River. Well, have you ever read Spoon River?
I can't say as I have.
Oh, my word. Shakespeare is easier than this, but it was so interesting. He picked out, I don't know how many characters, and that's where Matt first got involved. We each had 8 characters, but it was, you're on a stage with your back to the audience, sitting in a chair, and it's a cemetery. You're in a cemetery. So we would get up and we'd do a character. It was a monologue. And then we go sit down, change a little costume, and then I bet we had about 8 people there, and we each, we had quite a few characters, and we knew, but when you're reading it over and over again, you get it. Now, I know a lot of people saw it and they didn't get it because it was kind of a different way to talk back then. Now, it was very popular in college to read and take it and take it apart and dissect it and things like that. So a lot of people did get it, but and the people that were in it were a whole new group of people that had never done it, but they loved Spoon River. So, and it was kind of fun, and it was a drama, and we need to do that too. We don't do many dramas, but we do need to do those because there's a lot of good ones, and so we'll get that. There's an audience for everything. I do believe it.
Speaking of Wayne, when I was directing Once Upon a Mattress, I remember talking about the set and the set design for Once Upon a Mattress with Wayne, and he kept on saying, I don't think we can do that.
I know.
I don't think we can do that. No, I don't think we can do that. And then all of a sudden I turn around and we're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's bigger and better than I thought it could be. And they just do such wonderful work, the guys who build the sets.
Oh, and you knew he was excited. Let me just tell you, I've been in enough plays with him. He says that in every play. and Deb and I look at him like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. But I knew that one was going to be good when he had made a model out of cardboard and paper and brought it in. I knew it was going to be good.
I have to tell you, Tom cracked me up, too, because I went into the theater the one time, and Tom's sitting there all alone in the auditorium staring at the set, and I'm there getting there early for rehearsal, and I walk in and I say, hey, Tom, how's it going? And he says, well, I haven't built curved stairs for about 15 years. I'm not sure how I'm going to build these stairs. The stairs are fine. We don't need curved stairs. And he goes, well, you don't really get a choice. I'm like, well, but I'm the direct. Oh, okay, whatever you say. And we had the most beautiful stairs on that set.
Oh, we did. And then he came in when we were painting. That amazing job he did on the painting. And he brings in his little paintbrush with a little green. And he made some green and this and that. And he was happy. And he walked away. He was... He truly gets it. We still have a picket fence he made for us I guess when we did 4 Tickets to Christmas, when Dave and Jane did that one, and we've got a picket fence. And that's the thing. We accumulate so much from each play we do, all this stuff that, we're running out of room. So but it's fun because you just never know when you're going to need it again. So, yeah. Well, I guess Deb and I went through the costume shed. It was not this last summer, but the summer before. And we tried to realize how many blue prom dresses we need. Probably not many. So we had to get rid of some. And let's just face it, we're not getting any smaller. So we got rid of size 2 to like size, And so we do have to get rid of some things. But it's fun to see people that have passed and then their children bring us things from their estate. And these are fancy things. They have had these in, Oh my gosh. And they give it to us. I mean, to use. And so then I get excited, like, I got to find a skit for this. I have to find something for this mink coat. And we have to use this somehow. I mean, it's just fun to do things like that. But, and you know, with the Arts Council, we can do a lot more. You know, the theater is just part of it. And there you go, Tom. Tom, on that, he is our big concert person. And he has gone to Belt and gone to a few places to kind of get the flow, because they were nothing. They were tiny. And they have grown into this big. So he's kind of getting ideas that way and getting excited about that. And that's the thing, is getting people excited about things. And so we're still working on that in the different arts and, you know, besides painting and different things like that. But we'll get them. We'll find what's working. And
well, it does seem like the culture in Conrad is sort of growing, and that people are looking for more interesting things to do in that. So
absolutely. I mean, when I was moving over here from Northeast Montana, you know, not quite the edge of the world, but you're getting there. That was one thing I actually looked for, was, do they have a theater program? Do they have an arts council? And y'all popped up, and it's like, all right, we're rolling to Conrad.
Yeah, that's great to know, because they really.
Yeah,
that
our
is
producer
wonderful.
Lynn too.
Because I mean, I was new to it, but you know, I'm from here, so it wasn't a big deal. And we just lost our founding member, Helen, and she was always one to encourage. She was always one to, you got to do something. You got to do something. I don't care what it is. If you bring in some from a saxophone player from the high school, we got to do something, you know. And we have found the local shows we do. I mean, we'll bring in these big names, or you know, big enough names, but the locals, they fill the place. People will follow the local people and the talent shows and things like that. So I know there's a place for everything, and art is not just art. I mean, it's baking, it's sewing, it's line dancing, it's everything, you know, it's so many different things. So we'll get it in there somewhere, but it's just finding, you know, you can stretch yourself so thin. You know, it's just finding people that want to do it and want to head things, and yeah. So.
And one of the things that has really struck me about doing community theater and different arts programs and that is just the wide variety of people that you get together to work on a common project is amazing. Like people who would never interact socially voluntarily, all of a sudden they're working towards a common goal. And they're having fun and they're laughing with each other, and I just think that is so wonderful and so beautiful.
I mean, because we all grew up in schools with cliques,
right?
But oh my word, I have met more interesting people, and then you'll finally see them in the grocery store, and you're like, hey, you know, haven't seen you in a long time, you know, and things like that. But that is our goal, is to make people feel welcome. Make them feel heard, because they are volunteers. I mean, we work you to death, but you are volunteers and you do have lives, and we want to respect that. But we have so many people that are very passionate. Sometimes we get a little too passionate, but it's
she's talking about you, Michael.
I could see it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Can you turn down the passion dial?
No.
No, but to listen to different ideas. I know. It's funny, because the ones that haven't done it before, they're the ones that kind of come in and they're like, well, what do you think of this and this? Perfect. Wonderful. Do it. You know, it is so neat, because it's when you see that, and it's just like it's been heightened inside of them this whole time, and they're heard, and they're, yeah. No, I don't think we have any directors or anybody involved that just doesn't think that, you know, whatever you can do is the best that you can do, and that's fine. So yeah, no, we have a lot of fun. A lot of fun, actually. We're tired, but we have a lot of fun. But yeah.
Yeah, because you all also do a lot in terms of outreach with the town. I mean, we've talked about murals going up, like here on the museum.
Oh, yeah.
We want to do that. I know the players are going to help out with the speech and drama meet up at the high school this November.
Oh,
so, I mean,
Michael, to encourage the young people like that. Back before you were here, Wayne got... I mean, like, that's where Kira and her group, we had people like you wouldn't believe. And we used to have plays in the summer just for those kids,
right.
Teenagers, not kids. And then it all kind of So I am so excited to see the drama getting back. And like you said, we're having some volunteers.
Yeah, we got
and
a
they're
couple.
willing to help, and they have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so it's, I don't know, back in our day, I couldn't walk or chew gum, so I guess I was a geek. I was a band geek, and I was a theater geek. We didn't really have much theater back then, so it's our turn to rule.
That's how it was where I came from too. I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, and we had one musical a summer for Western days. And that was it.
Yeah.
That was really it. My school had no speech and drama until like I was a junior or senior. It was just getting going. And it had really no theater to speak of. I mean, we did a little bit of stuff, but it wasn't very serious. It was mostly just an excuse for us to like skip school and, it was the 90s. So,
we really did too. There was myself and a gal I went to school with. We were this speech and drama. We did a humorous duo, and we had a gentleman from Havre. He came down and he was our teacher because that's what he did. But that was it. That's all we did a little bit of plays, a few. We actually did one, and I can't remember what it was called. There was a sunshine or a sunflower in it. Anyway, I played a mother that swore and smoked, and
awesome.
It was not many people went to it, but my mother was like, "Wow, I could just see myself." I'm like, well, I knew I was inspired somewhere, but I wasn't sure where. And it was a drama. I mean, I can't remember the name of it. And oh my goodness, but it was good. And kids need to do all of that.
Yeah.
We need to do all of that because there's just room for everything besides just, and the singing is wonderful and everything, but there's so much room for a lot of other things as well. So yeah.
Well, Wendy, I know you have to get going because you're going bowling.
Oh, yeah.
Bowling.
I am an athlete. Yeah. Not really.
I was half expecting you to come wearing a bowling shirt with like your
I'm
name
a little
blazoned across
disappointed
the
on
back.
that.
I don't think I'm good enough for them to invest in something like that. We are kind of a drinking team with a bowling problem is what we are.
Well, all right.
Does your team have a name?
Well, we bowl for Toddle Trucking, and so we have Tammy, Dave, Roger, and Wendy. So we go by Ta-da, we rog. So
that is so cute.
That's all we got. So when we have someone else come in to bowl for us, and we put that in there, and it's So anyway, I'm afraid I'm stuck until I die.
Well,
Sorry
I think
about
you
that.
should get bowling shirts.
Oh, we tried, yeah. And then we don't. Yes, we always think maybe we'll do it next year.
Well, you did say you have a big costume shed. I mean,
Oh, yes.
I mean,
I'm sure I could find something that someone would want.
So here's the question to find out if you're actually a very serious bowler.
Oh.
Do you have your own pair of bowling shoes?
Well, that was Christmas present for last year.
Oh.
So yes, I do. Yes.
Do you have a bowling ball?
I was pregnant my first year, so it's 26 years ago, and it's from Kmart, and it has my name on it.
I was going to ask you to have your name on it. That was my next question.
I know.
So, folks, she is serious.
I'm a serious
yeah.
bowler. Yes,
She is a
absolutely.
serious bowler here. Don't mess with the Wendy.
Oh, my goodness. Please don't encourage it. It's either that or going to church, so I'll bowl.
oh Jesus.
All right. Well, thank you very much
Thank you,
for coming and
Wendy.
being our guest.
Thank you.
Again, this is the 406-411 with Bethany and Michael.
Make sure that you follow us on Facebook, on Spotify, on YouTube. Like and follow, subscribe, all that stuff. You know the drill. Make sure
And leave us a comment. It helps us get a boost in our views. So any comment you can leave. If you can't think of what to write, just leave us a little happy face emoji or
even a fun fact. We'll take a fun fact.
absolutely. And
So-
we'll take bad jokes. I love bad jokes.
I do like me a good dad joke. So,
I've got one.
oh Jesus.
My boss just told me this one that said, did you know that the Mother Mary was going to name her son Gary, but then she stubbed her toe? Shout out to Jim.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, and please keep on listening, and we'll have another episode coming for you soon.
All right.
Thank
Good
you.
night and good luck.
You stole that. That is not yours.
I did. Edward R. Murrow's a legend.
You're gonna have to pay royalties to his estate if you keep that up.
Well, that's all right. We're increasing radio support, which he would like. So there you go.
I think you could be a little bit more original and come up with your own thing.
No.